New ruling issued in Michael Jackson's fake songs lawsuit following settlement agreement. 1 week back, reports revealed that Sony Music Entertainment and the Michael Jackson estate had quietly settled a lawsuit concerning 3 posthumously released songs that were allegedly recorded by a vocalist besides the King of Pop. Now it appears that the court may have modified the settlement. The latest development in the long-running complaint arrives some 8 years after one Vera Serova submitted the action. In brief, regarding the multifaceted cases around diehard Michael Jackson fans have for some time maintained that the 3 songs in question, Michael's Breaking News, Keep Your Head Up, and Monster, were recorded not by Michael Jackson, but by a different singer. Sony Music originally defended the track's authenticity before adopting a more careful position with the introduction of the mentioned lawsuit. And this complaint, for its part, centered on alleged deceptive representation against consumers, as well as other purported commercial violations. So they were defending the track, saying, no, they're authentic. It's good. They're good. But people are like, no, man, you're selling me some bullshit. You're selling me Michael Jackson. You're selling me a song that was supposedly written and recorded by Michael Jackson, but what we're getting is something different. And so it's like, faulty bullshit, faulty business practices, friends. We're not fans. Let's get into a little more of this. Nevertheless, evidence suggests that the California Supreme Court may have modified the settlement. Digital Music News received a judgment reversed notification from the appropriate court today, albeit without the precise details of the development. Similarly, related documents, save for a brief summary, were unavailable at the time of this piece's writing. We therefore reversed the judgment of the Court of Appeal insofar as the order struck per the anti-SLAPP statute. Those claims of Serova against Sony that remained after the trial court's order, and we remand for further proceedings consistent with this opinion, including any dismissal proceeding contemplated by the parties' settlement agreement. Said a brief summary reads in full, seemingly indicating that a lower court will consider the dismissal and judgment reversal. It's worth highlighting in conclusion that MJ, the namesake artist's official musical, debuted on Broadway in February with no shortage of attendees having taken social media to tout the perceived quality of the show. Organizers recently announced that MJ is set to head to a number of other cities in 2023 as part of a comprehensive North American tour. So I'm not sure what that means. So I'm not really sure what this actually means. The ruling, fake songs. So let's see if we can find a video that kind of breaks this down a little better. Shut up, Mike. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be fake Michael Jackson songs? So, this is from Fantano.
Hi, hello, everyone.
He's on
Anthony
Twitch
Fantano here. Internet's busiest.
Fantano's is on Twitch here too. So, let's watch this. Maybe he can break it down for us a little better.
Music nerd, I hope you are doing well. I want to talk about this interesting little phenomenon that is bubbling up online right now. Stereogum and a few other places are posting about it at the moment. Sony has just removed 3 posthumous Michael Jackson songs from streaming services because fans think he didn't sing on them. Yes, if you go onto streaming services right now, I will show you this in a second. I checked it earlier today, and there are in fact 3 tracks missing from the posthumous Michael Jackson album, Michael. Those songs are Keep Your Head Up, Breaking News, and Monster featuring 50 Cent. They are gone off of streaming now. On YouTube, and I imagine on other places on the internet, there are some spots where you can still access the tracks, listen to them for yourself. As it says in the article here, in 2010, the year after Michael Jackson's death, Sony released Michael, the first posthumous collection of Michael Jackson's unreleased songs. That album eventually went platinum, but 3 songs on that album have long been a sore spot for Jackson fans. The story is that people don't believe Michael Jackson really sang on the songs. Breaking News, Keep Your Head Up, and the 50 Cent collaboration Monster. Fans have long believed that the vocals on those songs really come from session singer Jason Malachi, who I guess years ago had made a post claiming that he sung on those tracks, but then that had been, I guess, argued as being fake. Listen, when this record came out, I heard some of it. I thought it was...
Oh, well, there you go. So, I mean, in the other article, you could see that this has been going on for years, especially since it's been a while since Michael Jackson has died. Michael was out, I believe, like 2010. It was very close to after he died that they released that album. And so you can sort of see where it's all culminating at. So I'm just not sure what that first article we read, what's even happening. Like my stupid brain doesn't process it. I'm not a lawyer. Let's continue on.
Pretty good. I didn't find it as disappointing as I did down the road, the record Escape. I thought that was actually a pretty awful posthumous record generally. But, Michael, I thought some pretty classic moments in terms of his vocal performances, like Behind the Mask, stuff like that. There was never a point in my mind where I heard anything on the record and thought oh, this is definitely not Michael. This is definitely fake. What's even weirder is now that the songs are down, we have some very odd rationalizations for that. In a statement to a fan page, a spokesperson for Jackson's estate says, the removal of these 3 songs has nothing to do with their authenticity. Nothing to do with their authenticity, not even a little bit. The estate and Sony Music believe the continuing conversation about the tracks is distracting the fan community and casual Michael Jackson listeners from focusing their attention where it should be on Michael's legendary and deep music catalog. It's kind of odd because when I go to the YouTube pages where you can still hear these songs, a vast majority of the comments are just really positive, and it's just fans enjoying the tracks. I mean, while I'm sure if you dig deep enough, there are comments and there are discussions going on about the authenticity of the songs. Generally, there isn't a super heated debate that I've been catching in terms of, oh, this is definitely fake, at least directly under the songs. Like when I dug even deeper, of course, I've seen pages on Reddit. Of course, I've seen YouTube videos talking about whether or not it's actually Michael on these tracks. I guess what I'm trying to say here is while there is obviously a conversation about these tracks going on within the fan community, at least from what I've been able to gauge, it's not so intense and it's not so persistent that it would warrant the removal of these tracks, which if it is your goal to sort of prevent people from having these conversations, talk about this, keep them from focusing on this, you're only creating more focus on this by removing the tracks and not allowing the public to have access to them on streaming platforms.
Yeah, he makes a great point. Anytime that you remove something or remove somebody, I think we talked about this last time, but we're talking about how Joe Rogan, after he got canceled, after the many times he got canceled, every time he would gain more followers. And at the end of the day, he gained 2 more million people, 2 more million listeners. So the fact that they took down these songs, to me, points to some sort of obvious fuckery, right? You don't just start taking things down unless something is something out of the ordinary is happening. And like he was saying, that don't make much sense. It's not like people are tearing each other apart on the internet nah, fuck you, you idiot, this isn't Michael. Why is he wearing Adidas? Go cancel the Adidas. I don't know. What do you got against Adidas, Moving Dutchman? Why are you hating on Adidas right now?
You are literally doing what you are attempting to avoid with the removal of these tracks. Now people are focusing on these songs more than ever. And like I said, bam, here you go. Here's the 2010 record, Michael. It used to have 10 tracks on it. Now it just has 7. The 3 that were removed, still found them on YouTube. Monster with 50 Cent, Keep Your Head Up, Breaking News. And I went back and listened to them for myself again to sort of see how valid this worry and this concern is that it's not Michael. And I can't say that I'm not entirely convinced, given Michael's vocal timbre and performance level, because, at this point, his voice had aged a bit in, the mid to late 2000s. I would say Monster with 50 Cent is pretty on point, and I'm not really entirely convinced that Keep Your Head Up isn't Michael either. Breaking News, though, I feel like is a slightly different story. There is something very odd and very off about the vocal performance on this track, to the point where it feels almost like it's a parody, like somebody doing a somewhat off Michael
Das.
Jackson impersonation, which is kind of awkward because in this song, Michael, we assume if he is in fact singing on the track, is singing over and over and over in the first person. And as he's referring to himself, he sounds the least like himself. Yeah, again, with Keep Your Head in Monster, I'm not entirely sold, but there is something that really stinks about the vocal performance on Breaking News that just feels very odd. Now, with that being said, this is also a posthumous album. I mean, there are tons of posthumous albums out there where you're getting less than ideal and less than perfect performances from the artists involved, and the label, producers, whoever's trying to squeeze a buck out of the memory of any given artist is just kind of releasing that shit regardless of the quality.
Yeah, I agree with that. Das Mobe. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Where you're not getting the best of any artist. And I think Raina even said that she wasn't a fan of posthumous albums either. I don't mind posthumous albums if it's good, but you're right. You're not getting the best out of the artist. You're not getting, Michael Jackson obsessing over vocals until they're perfect. You're getting scratch tracks or tracks, holding places or demos or stuff that was meant to be or never meant to be released. There's stuff that maybe wasn't good enough for an initial release and was like, oh, I never want that to see the light of day. And then, he dies and they're like, well, look at all this shit that they passed over. Fuck it. We'll just put that out. Who cares? He's dead. So it does look like there is a little bit of some evidence going on that, or at least there is a discussion going on about it not being real. I might get rid of this. So I'm really interested in how this. I want to try to understand what's going on here. So let's go. What's the anti-slap? What's an anti-slap mean? Let's find out what anti-slap means. Short for strategic lawsuits against public participation have become all too common tool for intimidating sound. What is slap? Le coq sporif for the win. I don't know what that means. The rights to speech and petition enshrined in the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, free speech and a healthy debate are vital to the well-being of democracy. In fact, the United States Supreme Court has said that the right to petition the government is the very foundation of our democracy. I would agree with that. Slaps are strategic lawsuit, public participation. These damaging suits chill free speech and healthy debate by targeting those who communicate with their government or speak out on the issue of public interest.
8 months of butt slut Wespia woo hype Wespia Ric Flair woo Wespia woo hype Wespia Ric Flair woo Wespia woo hype.
Woo! Wooby fit. Woobies. What? Morby, thank you so much for that 8-month sub. You are such a doll. Here you go. This is for you.
Hello and welcome to We Speak English Good TV. I'm your announcer, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Now please, put your fists in the air. Wave them like you do not care. For your host, Mike EP.
That's me. Thank you so much, Morby. I really appreciate you, my friend. And again, I hope you do feel better with your headaches and and I'm glad that you're out on your own, living your big girl life. Slaps are used to silence and harass critics by forcing them to spend money to defend these baseless suits. Slap filers don't go to court to seek justice. Rather, slaps are intended to intimidate those who disagree with them or their activities by draining their target's financial responsibilities. Water and laughing is the best medicine. Oh, yes. And don't forget, I don't know what else. No, don't forget something. Don't forget. Don't forget rest. There you go, rest. Will I give birth via butt? Yes. Yes, you will. 1 more month to go. Get butt slut. Another brand like Nike, Adidas, and Puma. Oh, well, you know what? Moving Dutchman, everybody. Look, I'm wearing an Adidas shirt. See? Although it does say addicted. And it's not an Adidas shirt at all. It's a weed shirt. You butt sluts. Well, he said yes. Nothing more to add. Fair enough. We therefore reverse the judgment of the... Okay, Digital Remote received a judgment reverse notification from the appropriate court today, albeit without the precise details of the development. Similarly, related documents, save for a brief summary, were unavailable at the time of this writing. So there are some pieces missing. We therefore reverse the judgment of the Court of Appeal insofar as it ordered struck, per the anti-SLAPP statute, those claims of Serova against Sony that remained after the trial court's date. And we remand for further proceedings consistent with this opinion, including any dismissal proceedings contemplated by the parties' settlement agreement. Said brief summary reads in full, seemingly indicating that a lower court will consider the dismissal and the judgment reversal. So it seems like someone was given a SLAPP statute to keep them silent about this topic, and they're just trying to get a reversal on it. I don't know. I'm an idiot. You could have fooled me, but we calm down, Moving Dutchman. Capital Records job. Yeah, this is another one. This is another one we'll be going over here. But yeah, so I don't know what this means, but it's very interesting to me that there's this idea out there that they're just releasing music without Michael Jackson's consent because he's dead. And I wish I knew what this means. So if anybody watching this on YouTube or anything, can you tell me what this means? Can someone in the community let us know what this means? What does that even mean? I feel like this is the crux of this article, and I have no idea what this means. In any case, let's move on, guys. I'm just gonna run around in circles until everything's stupid. So there we go. Michael Jackson, you're out of here. We'll see what happens in regards to that. I do want to go into this since that came up. This right here has had my attention. Now, this is very interesting. Have you guys heard of FN Meka? AI rapper FN Meka dropped from label for being racist ass robot. So, if you guys don't know who FN Meka is an AI artificially intelligent rapper who actually has a song with Gunna, who is a real rapper currently incarcerated for RICO charges, along with Young Thug. Anderson .Paak has a tattoo about it. Attach those were just demos and never intended to be heard by the public. When I'm gone, please don't release any posthumous albums or songs with my name attached. Reads the text inked on Paak's arm. Those were just demos and never intended to be heard by public. That's tight, Morby. That's awesome. Yeah, here we go. Paak has a new tattoo that here. We'll see you guys can see it. Right here. Anderson .Paak has a new tattoo that asks for none of his music to be released after his death. The ink on his arm has made clear the views of posthumous material being released, with a large number of fellow rappers, including Pop Smoke, Juice WRLD, Mac Miller, have had music put out following their deaths. Dang, that's tight. This is this is. Raina says hi. For explaining the. This is more for the explaining. Look at, there's the thing. When I'm gone, please don't release any posthumous albums or songs with my name attached. Those were just demos and never intended to be released. That's awesome. I should get that too. I kind of want to cover this. Maybe we'll do something. I didn't know he did that. That's awesome. Rain, she's left already. She don't care. She don't care about any of us.